can stop me. Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way, I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll find no matter what. Yeah, susceptible now before the moment flies, before it flies. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll find no matter what. Susceptible now before the moment flies.
All right. We looks like we're going to have to round two this thing. We're going to have to round two this thing. Shout out to all you guys that are coming in. I dropped the link on Facebook for a lot of you guys that are coming in. As you can see that I guess we did the trademark thing, or it was a situation of copyright. I guess we didn't say fair use enough or whatever it may be. But at the end of the day, one video doesn't stop the show. So, you know, I got a backup video for a different topic as well in regards to the Passport Bro movement. And the group 8 is at the table had something to say a few months ago about the Passport Bro movement. But before we get to that, before we get to 8 at the table, we're still going to give our commentary on what took place.
Why do you?
So before we get to 8 at the table, shout out to Jay being here. Glad that you're representing, ma'am. Shout out to my man Jay Fleming. He's back in the building as well. He said, that's our theme. He said, no other group, the Matrix. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are back. We are back, gentlemen. Shout out to 0 milligram in the building. Once again, David is in the building represented, as well as my man Bobby and Tevin, along with Tim. Tim Howard is in the building. Shout out to all you guys that are coming in. As I was saying before, that's just one particular topic, but we're going to be discussing, talk about the topic along with 8 at the table, what they had to say about the Passport Bro movement. But do realize this. This is what they did on the Vice video. What they did, they had a dating coach on there for Colombia. And he actually set up, and shout out to him for getting his money, but he actually set up in Medellin speed dating events. Nothing wrong with speed dating. Once again, on the Vice video, they had a speed dating event. You guys do not need to go to those events, guys. Some of you guys have emailed me over the years. Hey, Dre, how do you feel about these matchmaking events? You don't need that in South America. They talk about how women in South America prey on us. There are a lot of Americans that are preying on us too. That's why when you guys hear me and Andrea and you guys ask us, why don't you in Cali, why don't you guys do a dating event? No, dude, we don't want to be those people that prey on you, because truth is, you don't need us. I'm telling you the truth. You don't need us to introduce you to anybody in Colombia. It is too easy to walk up on a woman in Colombia. Too easy to get Instagram, to get a phone number, and to reach out to that person and set up a time where you guys can hang out. It is too easy here. You do not need a dating coach. All you guys is getting hustled by these dating coaches. Remember, those were the same dudes just a couple of years ago that laughed at you for coming to South America, for going to South Africa, for going to Southeast Asia, going to Southern Europe. They were the same ones that laughed at you, that mocked you because they were dating coaches in the States and they were making their money off of hustling dudes. And then when you guys got your passports and you left and the dating coach money started dwindling, all of a sudden dating coaches got their passports and start following you guys and telling you guys that, hey, you need me so you can feel comfortable in how you, okay. In the documentary, in the Vice documentary, the dating coach told the guy, here, put on this nice leather jacket, which is a cool jacket. Don't get me wrong. Put on this nice leather jacket. And you could walk up to the ladies in Colombia and you, bruh, the dude didn't even know. He could have did that from the get-go. He could have did that from the get-go. He didn't need a leather. How many of you dudes notice that you outdress most Colombians? How many dudes notice that your shoes are normally better than most Colombians, even those that got money? Your shirt is ironed just a little bit more crisper than the average Colombian. Your jeans look a little bit more newer than the average Colombian, even the Colombians that got money. Do they still not get women? They don't dress as good as we do, and yet they still get women. So to sit back and sell some dude on like they did in the documentary, okay, you got a leather jacket, now you can do it. All the dude did was help the dude build his confidence. But if the dude had confidence from the get-go about Colombian women, he would have known that he didn't need that leather jacket, and he damn sure didn't need a dating coach. Guys, I'm telling you now, do not sign up for these matchmaking dating coaches events, man. You do not. This is South America. You don't have to do that. And this the hustle. This the other hustle. In the States, it's hard to get positive results if you're a dating coach with some of your clients. You might be able to get them for yourself as a coach, but some of the clients you have, but now you're in South America where the average dude knows it's super easy to get a woman's phone number. So now these dating coaches come down here and think that they've gotten great results for you. And these matchmaking events think they've gotten great results for you. And I'm here to tell you, you could have did that on your own and saved $3,000. You could have did all that on your own and saved $3,000. So don't sit back and make the mistake of letting these dating coaches, like in that documentary, fool you guys into thinking like, man, I come to Colombia, if I ain't got a dating coach, if I don't go to one of those events, I'm ass out. That's not true. Then the one guy who we did get a chance to see, who was a millionaire, he said that he was going through the same headaches in Miami with women. He said, I pay $1,000 for a meal and all I get is a kiss on the cheek. Probably down there in Miami, try to date Miami teens and looking for better results. You will never get results, positive results out of a 10. I don't know who keeps saying that. I don't know who keeps saying that if I get me a woman that's physically a 10, life is going to be perfect. Why do we keep telling ourselves this lie, man? 10s are for smashing, dashing, and trashing. I'll say that again. 10s throughout human history have always only been good for smashing. 10s have always been the king's side chick, the king's concubine. The secret lover was the 10. 10s don't get walked down no aisle. Ain't nobody booing up no 10s. You got a couple of football players and sports figures, they girls are a 10 in public. Because once that fine white girl put her hair up in a bun at the house and take care of that Super Bowl winning quarterback or football players, 2 kids, she don't look like a 10. When she's at home taking care of them kids and she got nothing but sweatpants on and Crocs, she don't look like a 10, do she? That NFL player's wife doesn't look like a 10, does she? Most dudes ain't marrying no damn 10s. So what the millionaire was going through, I have to agree with him. He came to Colombia, got him a regular everyday woman, and he is happy. He's got peace. So now he's got his money. He's in a decent country when it comes to income, as far as cost of living, and he's got him a decent woman that treats him well. Nothing wrong with that. The next guy that we didn't get a chance to see was the guy that came along, the brother that was there with Austin. This brother was on Tinder. He's from Europe. He's on Tinder all day. I meet him and I smash him. I meet him and I smash him. On Tinder? And nobody in that documentary warned that brother, you might want to get off Tinder. You're in Medellin, Colombia. You might want to get your ass off Tinder. This ain't the city for that. But they hyped him up. The brother, like, they said, let me see your phone. And the brother was scrolling through. And so they tried to use Austin as like a dating coach. And so Austin said, okay. Austin Holloman. And so Austin said, okay, tell me about your situation. I meet him and I beat him up. I smash him. I meet him, I smash him, and I leave him alone. And Austin said this to the brother. We're going to look at the video with 8 at the table. That's what I have on the screen. And they talked about the passport bro movement. But Austin said this to the young man. He said, so you don't even give the woman a second chance. You don't get a chance to find out if she's a good woman. You don't get a chance. Austin said, damn, I at least will sleep with a woman. The least I will sleep with a woman is twice. He said, you don't even sleep with him twice? No, man, I just smash and I dash him. Remember what I said yesterday. A lot of these fathers in Colombia don't trust American men because there's too many of us coming down here smashing and dashing their daughters. So now the word is out, don't trust American men. So the only women that give us half a chance when we get off the plane are party girls, pay for play, scammers, and beautiful unemployed bottom feeders. That's it. That's it. Real Colombian women, you're going to have to convince them that you ain't like that one dude that they try to hook Austin up with, as far as getting advice from Austin. Yeah, I just smash him and dash him. I smash him and trash him. Everybody else in the video, I like what the one brother said, is always a brother. Shout out to E-Man. Everybody else in the video, I noticed, was looking for solidified relationships. All the white guys that they put in that video were solidified relationships. They only had 2 brothers in the video. And one brother that they did have one was Austin, and the other one was a thirsty dude that's smashing and dashing chicks on TikTok. So the brothers are the thirsty ones of the passport bro movement, and the ones that are looking for solidified relationships are the white guys. Bullshit. This is not true. White brothers, they didn't call us whoremongers first. That was your title. They didn't call us sex pats first. That was you. They didn't call us passport sexuals first. That was your moniker. They didn't call us mail order bride. That was what you did. So now you got Vice trying to make it seem like white dudes are all in solidified relationships in Medellin, and y'all made of gold, and y'all ain't thirsty for nothing, and y'all the positive side of the passport bro movement. That's bullshit. And so now you're gonna have 1 million, because they've got 16 million subscribers. So now you're gonna have 1 million people watch a video while everybody in the video are looking for love and relationships and solid growth. The brother thirsty than a motherfucker. in Colombia. But I can't be mad because I'm glad it was in Medellin. I'm sorry, all you Medi dudes. I'm glad they're keeping all that trash over there. I'm glad when they do pull the cameras out, they pull it out in your backyard and not in my backyard. I'm glad that every time they want to show a documentary, it's about your backyard and not my backyard. I'm glad that every time they talk about something negative about Colombia, they talk about your backyard and not my backyard. Y'all want to open up your mouths and brag about Medellin and you bring all the crazy ass white boys down? So be it. Y'all want to brag about Medellin all over your videos and now you brought the Pookie and Ray brothers down? That's on you. Ain't nobody coming to Cali making them crazy ass videos. Bet that. They come to Cali, make a documentary, and then they leave. We're here in Cali, Colombia. Okay, we're gone. That's it. Y'all wonder why I don't live in Medellin. Hell no, I wouldn't live in Medellin. There is no, if I was partying, yes. If I was hanging out, yeah, I couldn't live in Medellin. Hell no. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. If all you dudes that lives there, shout out to you. I'm not putting Medellin down. It's a beautiful city, wonderful place, full of wonderful people when you get to know the people, like a lot of you guys have. But most dudes are watching YouTube videos and they coming down here and they live in fantasies that you guys that live in Medellin know that's not true. That's not true. So I'm glad that they're keeping the cameras right where they belong in Medellin. Let's look at our video with 8 at the table. We got 68 people in the building. Shout out to you guys being here. He said, now my friends are coming at me. It is true. It is true. He said, Vice News was bought out by George Soros. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that in 2008. He said, do your research. George Soros is one of the financial machines of the black. Now I get it. Now I get it. He said, why didn't they get passport heavy? He was supposed to, I suppose he would have made that shit look too cool and they need corny ninjas. That is so true, Esco. That is so true. They don't want to put no positive brothers on that screen. Brothers coming down here doing something. I mean, they pick, and I mean, when I say thirsty, when you guys go back, watch the documentary. They just dropped the video on Vice 2 days ago. So it's only 2 days old. Go ahead and watch it. And just fast forward to the part with Austin and the thirsty dude. That they found the thirstiest of the thirsty black men. He just scroll. Look at my TikTok. Look at look at what and I hit it and I'm like, you thirsty mother. Shout out to my man Ronan in the building. Appreciate you guys being here. He said Ace Live. Sure, he would have pulled up. Yep, they didn't pick Ace. They didn't pick Marwa. They didn't pick Check and Effect. They didn't pick none of the positive brothers. They didn't pick none of the positive dudes that spent substantial amount of time in Medellin. They picked a thirsty ass brother. These dudes are a joke, man. Shout out to my man Phil in the building. He said when when they shooed Austin, they did that to make females angry. Yep. Shout out to my man Drees. Shout out to my dude. This is my dudes from back in the day. He said Vice knew what they were doing, calling it casting. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. They knew what they were doing. Those thirsty dudes make us he make us do actual relationships look bad. But they tried their best to make sure they picked the white dudes that was the best of the best white dudes. This white dude's a multimillionaire. This white guy over here, he's looking for love. This white guy over here, he's found love. He's the number one face of the passport bro movement. He's found love in the Philippines. They found all the white boys that they could find in happy, solidified relationships. And what they found with the brothers, they found Austin, and they found some thirsty ass brother off the streets. Claiming passport bro. Shout out to my man Drees. He said, I tried to watch it. He said, but they won't allow the video to run in Mexico. He said, any idea why Vice would do? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Drees said this. He said, I bet they made Paola go find 2 black cats. I doubt that. There's enough brothers walking around Medellin. You ain't even got to look for nobody. Hey, Drees, it ain't like when you and I used to go to Medellin. Our Medellin is gone. It's gone, Drees. It's gone. The Medellin that we knew when we first going back in the day, we were going, that Medellin don't exist no more. Let's hear what 8 at the table has to say. Yeah, he said, brought him saying, Austin is your hero. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, for real. And I got love for Austin. That's my dude. But they just tried to have 1 or 2 brothers on there just to save face. I caught that. Let's hear what the ladies on 8 at the table has to say about the passport bro movement.
Passport bros. I said, why are you passport bros? What is outside the country that's not here?
A lot.
And then you have a whole bunch of
It's
people
me trying to side eye you. I'm like
me, and I'm just like, you don't even know me. I'm a great mom. I have money saved up.
Yeah, but you open that up.
Like,
she said, what do women outside the country have that she doesn't have? First of all, she said, I'm a great mom. Babe, nobody's going to be with you because that disqualifies you in the eyes of a lot of men. You a mom, a baby mama? Girl, please. You getting smashed, trashed, and dashed. My boy John C. Evans of the Evans family, he says this. He said the story about the weddings and buying properties and Colombian people would be better told by you, Andre, not Vice. You are more passionate. This is true. Vice is just going for the views, and I understand. But I care enough about us because I'm here to see what happens. See, news outlets like Vice, they come, they do their interview, and they leave, and they could give less than a damn about anybody getting drugged, robbed, scammed. They don't care nothing about us. All they care about is, oh, there's a movement called the Passport Bro movement. Let's do a headline on it. Okay, cool, get your money. But at the end of the day, they give less than a fuck about us as men in general. They don't care nothing about you. They don't care nothing about any of the men that were on that video. Vice could give less than a damn about any of the white dudes, Austin, or the thirsty ass brother that was on that video. They don't care nothing about them. As long as they get those views, that's all that matters. But dudes like me that live here with you dudes, and other guys that are always here with you dudes that are off camera, we don't have nobody but each other. And I'd be dang if I sit back and I just watch my brothers get robbed and watch my brothers get scammed and watch my brothers get deleted over some pussy, and I didn't say nothing. So I'm supposed to just sit here and just wait around, and every time y'all get robbed or scammed, then I could do a video because I could get some views off of y'all. Hell no. No, hell no. Man, listen. Let's go back to 8 at the table. Talking about the Passport Bros.
men. why do you passport bros? I said, you know, why are you passport bros? What is outside the country that's not here?
A lot.
And then
I
you
saw
have
that.
a whole bunch of
It's
people
me trying to side
that
eye
are
you. I'm
attacking
like-
me. And I'm just like, you don't even know me. I'm a great mom. I have money saved up.
Yeah, but you open that up
like,
though, because like you
yeah.
open that up, and you know they don't
Right.
care about your
What's
topic.
outside the country that's not here. No, I'm not trying to be funny.
No, I want to know. Shit, that's why I be asking.
You really
Passport
Isn't it-
bro
isn't-
over
isn't it
here.
cheaper? Isn't it just cheaper women?
No,
You more that are willing to
going.
put up with your shit.
but they're also less Americanized or less first worldish. I don't know if I'm
Why
saying
are
it
we
right.
Americanized? Let's really think about it, because I think men say things like that without also adding that we have been traumatized a lot of times for our men. So now we got lit. So now we talking back, and now we don't want to just deal with shit. So if I
I'm going to say this again. She said because of men and men's behavior, and I'll bring that back so you can hear it again. That's why we women have lip. That's why we have an attitude. That's why we got this sassiness about us, because of you men. Of course, these women are not going to take accountability. I'm going to tell you guys something. How many of y'all grandmama had lip? What about your mama? Did your aunties have an attitude and lip? What about your aunties on your dad's side too? They had a mouth on them too, didn't they? Attitudes, knocking that head around. Did it matter if they were in the North or the South? Women in the South had that attitude. Women in the North had that attitude too. Thank you for putting a 1 in the comment section. The reason why I said that, women with attitude is not a modern thing, gentlemen. My grandmama wasn't a modern thing. My mama wasn't a modern thing. All my aunties are older. They ain't a modern thing. This ain't nothing new. Women in the States have always had mouth on them. It ain't a black thing. It ain't a white thing. It's a Western thing. And I bet you my brothers in the UK and Canada probably think the same damn way. That their women, that their grandmama, aunties and grandmamas and cousins, female cousins, had mouth on them too. So when women try to sell y'all this idea that it's feminism or we're masculine because of this, no, ladies, your mama, your grandmama, my mama and grandmama and aunties and ladies in the church had a mouth on them. And you young ladies learned from our aunties, from our grandmamas, and from our mamas. So let's not pretend that this is a modern movement, gentlemen. Don't let these women fool y'all with these statements. Western women have always been mouthy. Always, dude, before the turn of the past century. Dudes had to deal with a woman with a big ass mouth. Okay. If being a modern woman, I'll come back to you in a second, being shout out to you. If being a modern woman was something new, how come in the book of Proverbs 21, twice it talks about a man getting away from a woman with a big ass mouth? It's better to, in Proverbs 21, it's better to sleep on the roof of a house and eat soup than to live in a mansion with a cantankerous woman, meaning a bad attitude and mouthy. It's better, in Proverbs 21 also it says it's better to walk it through a desert than to be with a nagging wife. One of the few times in Proverbs, it hits a topic about women back to back. Mouthy women ain't new if it's in the Bible, and women with attitudes ain't new if it's in the Bible. So all this talk about it's because of you men and we had to change and we had to adjust, that's bullshit. Ben says this, he said, Western women are combative by nature. Yes, sir. He said they're not that way just because shit, you can't tell us anything else no more. He said, my cousin lived in UK for over 20 years, and he's telling me ain't no brothers walking up sisters nor say hello to them, or walking up to sisters or saying hello to them. He said the Bible says it twice. That's God's way of saying, bruh, pay attention. Facts. One verse he says it's better to walk through a desert. Another verse he says it's better to be on the roof of a house eating soup than to live in a mansion with a nagging wife. When it comes to women, that's just a suggestion, a flashing caution sign with sirens. Like Zeta says, no accountability at all, no accountability, but offended by everything. Yeah, avoid those mouthy Western women, for real. Said my man Tim Howard says this. He said, if she says she doesn't have to put up with men's shit, then why is she upset that brothers are leaving? None of us understands that part. If these ladies don't like us and said that we're causing them to be masculine, we're causing them to become feminist, we're causing them to become LGBTQ, we're causing them to become baby mamas. If we are doing all this detrimental stuff, why aren't you celebrating? Women in the States should be at the airport jumping for joy. If we're such a big problem, they should be at the airport jumping for joy, celebrating with banners and flowers, or I don't care if they throw eggs and turnips at us. They should be at the airport celebrating every time a black man has a passport and he's leaving, since we're so evil and so demonstrative.
I've been cheated on most of my relationship, or you've been stepping out, or you've been having babies outside of me, or this and that. That's why bitches become masculine.
But that's why they go over there.
I'm gonna tell you something, right?
Don't come for me though, because y'all know I'm sensitive.
And in these other countries, right? They got less than you, right?
Why don't they become?
That's the point.
Why don't they?
They ain't bitter.
No, that's the point. They have less than you, so when you come around, they're just like, I need whatever you got. I'ma just praise you.
But also living outside.
He let what he just said go. She let what he just mentioned go right over her head. He said those ladies in other countries have less than you, yet they aren't argumentative. You ladies have dang near everything, so you shouldn't be argumentative. You don't have to argue for a man to have this. You already have it. You don't have to fuss at a man to get that. You already have it. And yet and still, you're the most bitter women in the world. Why is that? That was his point. If women that have less than you are still feminine and fit, and yet they're still fighting for rights and they're still fighting for equality in South America, if they can be feminine doing that and fit and friendly doing that, why is it that you can't do it and you have way more than they have? Way more. He said exactly, Andre. They should be doing cartwheels, but they pissed off. That's crazy. He said complaining about these women like complaining about a fish that doesn't run track and field. That's for real. That's serious. I like that.
Outside of America is such a simpler life, though.
Yeah.
Yes, Lord.
I just want to sit on a porch and
By
eat some-
choice. Like,
But
people
no.
people in America
Not by
can be-
choice.
Not choice.
No.
There's a lot of
50-50. He kind of got a point. Like, you don't have to have Balenciaga.
Yeah.
You don't have to drive a Benz.
Or desire
you
it.
don't have to do those things. I think some of the
Vanity.
pressures.
So
But it's not
pressure
even
that
like
America puts on you. By,
I don't have
look,
any of
I was
those
gonna
things.
shoot.
no,
at
yeah,
the
but it's
women,
not. It's not
No,
like
but you
wanting
might as
a
well,
life
just
of
stop.
luxury.
Stop.
It's like
Shoot at
wanting
the
to
women.
come to America for a better life, but you just come here to struggle.
and enter the rat race.
That's not true. I've watched a long time ago, maybe like 15, 20 now, 20 years ago. I went to a remote place in Italy. Right? I thought I was going some fly shit. I was miserable. Because I went to a place that wasn't like a tourist place. I went to like real Italy, not Venice, not Rome, not, the fly touristy shit. I went to real Italy. Nobody spoke English, right? I was miserable because nobody spoke English. But I've owned a construction company a long time. And I came back to America and I had a whole newfound respect for the people from South America that come here. They come here trying to find a better life for them and their kid. And I watched them go from making $80 a day. I paid them. Then they get their skills up, get to a buck, $1.20, $1.50, 200. Next thing you know, you see Morocho brothers on 4 vans coming down the street. Then they own their houses in Warren. They own their houses in Watchung. They own their houses in areas that we've been here our whole fucking life and we haven't aspired to get to. So they don't come here from other countries and struggle too. They come here and a lot of them are getting money. Go in the hospital. Every motherfucker in the hospital got an accent.
But I feel like it was easier for that to be true 20 years ago.
Today.
I actually agree with Amanda on
Today.
that.
Go to the hospitals today.
No, not that. She's saying as far as
No, yeah, like your story, like I understand. 20 years ago, I feel like coming here for a better life and to make something of yourself was easier. I feel like
Easier today.
I feel like today, America is harder. Like
It's more.
Yeah,
Tell
but you have
something.
more access to things
Let me ask you
today.
this. Why do you feel that?
Now, here's my hypothesis based off of talking to foreigners that have made it from Colombia to the States. This is what I'm hearing. Yes, it's harder, but yet they keep it easy by still working as a unit. His story was based off of they work as a unit and we don't. Doesn't matter the era, doesn't matter the country. When people come together as a unit, they can do a lot more than people who are trying to be single are trying to do or trying to accomplish. So yes, you get 5 Colombians coming to the United States and they stay in, they make a pact. We're going to stay together for 10 years. And we're going to have just 2 apartments for 10 years. No matter how many kids we got, we're going to be together for 10 years because that's how we was anyway in Colombia. We were up under each other. So we're going to do what we did in Colombia in the United States. And they still going to school and they still owning shit. But what do we do when we're in the United States, in our own country? I'm 18. I'm getting the hell up out of here. What do women in Brazil, in Venezuela, in Peru have in common? Most of them stay with their parents until they get married, don't they? If you ain't married, you ain't moving. How many of y'all been in Medellin and a lot of those women still live with their parents? She 27, still living with mom and dad, isn't she? She got a degree. If you ain't married, you ain't moving. Our daughter ain't for the streets. But in the West, we teach separation as soon as possible. You 18, you better either go into the military, go to get a job, or go to college. Those are your 3 choices. We start telling our kids that at like 15. Boy, you already know when you turn 18, you better be going to the military, getting a job, or you going off to school. In these South American countries, they don't do that. So when they get to America, they're already used to being up under each other to where we ain't used to none of that. So they used to coming together as a unit, buying properties as a unit. And then 10, 15 years later, they're owning this, they own that. This person got a degree, that person got a degree, this person got certification, that person got certification. And guess what? Half the money is being sent back home because they're buying property back in their home countries. So now they got a finca and they got like at least 40 acres, 50 acres, 60 acres, 100 acres of land back in Colombia just because they didn't do what we did, came to America and separated. So no matter how, it's tight in America for 2 people or 1 person, but it ain't tight in America for immigrants that are coming together and staying together because that's what they did in their home country. They ain't doing nothing different for what they did in their home country, in Mexico, in Thailand, in the Philippines. They get to their home country, they staying up. If you ain't married, you ain't moving. Southeast Asia, India, China, Hong Kong, they come to America, you ain't married, you ain't moving. That's us who make living in America hard. I'm gonna say it again. The person that makes living in America hard outside of our politicians, it's gonna hurt your heart. You ready? Americans. We make living in our own country hard than a motherfucker. It's hard to be an American in America. 85% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. Over 50% of Americans have less than $1,000 in the bank. Less than 40% of us have $500 in the bank. Those that make 100,000, 40% live paycheck to paycheck of those that make 100,000 United States. Of those that make $250,000 in the United States, I've showed you guys these articles off and on. 25% of you that make $250,000 a year are living paycheck to paycheck. Americans make living in America harder than what it needs to be. We do not want to be thrifty. We do not like long-term investing. To a certain extent, we do. But we want to invest but still look good and look fly. We want to be able to, from birth, be able to take our women to 5-star restaurants when you know you shouldn't be doing that in your 20s. You should be waiting till your 30s to be taking chicks to 5-star restaurants. But we want to do it in our 20s. We in our 20s, we want to buy Jordans. We will spend $500 for a pair of Jordans in our 20s. We would buy 2 pair of Jordans, $250 a piece. We make living in our own country hard than a motherfucker. It's hard to be an American in America. And I don't know why people trying to pretend like it's not. Our country breeds us. I said the word breed like slaves. They breed us into believing in consumerism. Consumerism over capitalism. I'll say that again. You want the truth? I'm about to hurt all our feelings. We are raised to be consumers, not capitalists first. Capitalist means that they raised you to be an entrepreneur or to be a contractor to where you can do more contract work like plumbers, HVACs, electricians. You got a trade up under your belt, or you're a consultant in a business from you're under contract. They don't teach us that. They don't tell you, listen, okay, remember we had, what was it? Women had home ec. And remember we had wood shop in school, fellas? Come on, all you old heads. Remember we had wood shop in school to where you learned a little bit of carpentry as in high school. You learned a little bit about plumbing in high school. You learned a little bit about electrical work in high school. So if you want to go off into a trade, you didn't have to go off into college. Some of you guys don't remember that. You had wood shop. You was building all type of stuff out of wood. They teach us to be consumers first, not capitalists first. So when we say America is a capitalistic country, no the hell America, ain't you crazy? America is consumerism first. They teach us to spend first. They put more commercials in front of us than classes. I'll say that again. In America, you get more commercials put in front of you than you will ever have classes put in front of you. You get more products than books put in front of you. You thought you had a lot of books that were put in front of you in your time between kindergarten and 12th grade. That was nothing compared to the commercials and the products that have been put in front of you from kindergarten to 12th grade. Many of us stumble upon capitalism, investing in this stock, investing in crypto, investing in our educations a little further, starting our own businesses. Many of us stumble upon it like, man, I didn't know I could write a book. Oh, I didn't know I had a skill to be able to do that. Oh, I didn't think about I had a skill to be able to do those things. And all of a sudden you start a business doing it. Nobody told you that in your 12 years, 13 years of going to school, told you and taught you. Unless you were like me, you were in JA, Junior Achievement. Anyone from back in the day? 4-H Club for all you guys that were part of the agricultural field, the 4-H clubs. But when they took Junior Achievement out for teaching kids that you could start businesses, and when they took out of school 4-H Club and talk that was teaching kids that you could own land, America is nothing but about consumerism. Our country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of what we're going to buy. Half the Super Bowl commercials now are about what you're going to buy, where you're going to spend money. You ever notice that? Half the Super Bowl commercials, if not most, are about where you're going to spend some money, like at which movie you're going to go to, and what products you're going to buy after this Super Bowl is over. Name the Super Bowl. How many Super Bowl videos they showed today? I mean, not today, but this over the past Super Bowl. How many of those commercials were centered around, hey, you could take classes for this? Not a one. How many of those Super Bowl commercials were business commercials where you could start a business or invest in this? Not a one. Not a one. What college had a commercial during the Super Bowl over the last 3 Super Bowls? None. What business school? None. What about all those motivators, the Jim Rohns and I'm not Jim Rohn, but Tony Robbins and all those business motivational guys? Were Les Brown, were any of their commercials that motivate you to do business? Were any of their commercials in the Super Bowl? No. You got to see Tony Robbins commercials on Facebook. Join my motivational event. Americans make living in America hard as hell. That's why we're getting passports and leaving. Because there are a lot of us that are tired of following the worker bees, following the same routine of everybody else and thinking that it's going to get better. And for most of us Americans, it's not. It's not. Statistics show it's not. I'm going to say that again. Don't let the word most go past you. Most Americans don't have $1,000 in the bank. Most Americans live paycheck to paycheck. Most Americans are paying the highest amount for medical care and medicine in the world for medical services that only rank, thank you very much, babe, that only rank 69th in the world, to where Colombia and other countries rank a lot better. Philippines, Thailand are ranking in the top 20 of the best medical in the world, and you ain't going broke to get it. Most Americans are living in that. You can't even afford. My football coach used to say this: if I don't see no blood and I don't see no bones, you all right. And I used to think it was tough it out. But now as an adult, I see it's so expensive in the United States to be sick or get hurt or slip and fall. If you don't see no blood and you don't see no bones, you all right. Get some Vaseline, put it on there. Get some Vicks Vapor Rub, put it on that sore. You be all right. It's hard. It's hard to be an American in America. I don't know why people try to sit up there and cheer. I don't care if you went for Trump or Kamala. Bruh, it's freaking hard. When is somebody going to stop lying to us? Fuck the passport bro movement when it comes to women. I don't give a fuck about that, dude. I'm serious. All you dudes that's down, like the other brother was saying, I only fuck with 10s and 12s. Don't nobody give a fuck about that. Motherfucker, we live in life. Life is going on, and it's hard to live in the United States. You're paying $2,800 in some cities for a 1-bedroom? What the fuck? That same 1-bedroom before the pandemic was $960 a month. You got to pay 400 on average. Don't matter where you go. On average in the United States, the average house is $413,000 to buy a house. A house that before the pandemic you was getting that motherfucker for like 102. And you want to talk about you fucking tens? Don't I give a fuck about you dudes? Dude, I'm telling you, this is the wrong channel for you dudes to be on. On this channel, I can give less than a fuck about who you fucking, what she look like, what she talk like, what she walk like. This ain't the channel for that. This, I'm telling you, take your asses to, go to Razor Rays. You can talk about all, shout to my boy Razor, that's my dog. You can talk about all the bitches you want. Take your ass to Austin Holloman's. You can talk about all the bitches you want all day long. You go to all these other YouTubers, go on the live stream, talk about bitches. You go to Anton, and they talk about politics and all that. Nobody give a fuck about that shit, dog. Fuck bitches. This is life. And it is hard to be in the United States. It's hard. Every time you turn around, they got to recall some food. This food recall, that food recall, that city water ain't good. That city water ain't healthy. You can't take this pill no more. Every time they tell you to take a pill, 3 months later, is a damn commercial on television saying, if you've got symptoms from so-and-so and so-and-so and so, we have a lawsuit out because, I kid you not, bullshit you not. My doctor had just prescribed for me a pain pill. Bruh, I literally, true story, grabbed the water, took the pain pills. I have been taking them for weeks. I'm watching television. I took the pain pill. How come the goddamn recall commercial came on while I'm taking the pill and I've been taking this pill for the longest? If you've been swallowing so-and-so pain pill, you ass out. I'm looking at the ass out commercial. I look right at my prescription. And right, you mean these pills are the ass out pills? I've been taking ass out pills for the you don't know what to take no more. And I love my country, but it is fucking hard to be an American in America. It's hard, and I don't want to pretend no damn more. And I'm tired of talking about bitches all the damn time. It's all about America. That's why when I see 8 at the table, and I be like, dudes, tell these people the rest of the story. Yes, there are beautiful women in other countries. Yes, they're fit, feminine, and friendly. But God damn it, the cost of living is a lot better too. And I got more peace. And I got healthier foods and better water. And it feel like the sun shines just a little more brighter out in the goddamn South America than it does in North America. And it looks like the dogs are a little, it's just me. Guys, tell me if I'm lying. Is it just me? Our pit bulls just seem like they just a little bit more goddamn friendlier in South America than they are in North America? Is a goddamn chihuahua ain't barking at every goddamn body as much in South America as even dogs happier in South America. It took me a couple years to notice. Dude, in our old neighborhood, you know how they had pit bulls just walking around like it was nothing. Wasn't fucking with nobody. Pit bulls just walk by. What's up? You do know you a pit bull, don't you? Did y'all see that pit bull just walk by? Dogs don't be fucking with nobody. Nobody. You can't have a poodle in the United States off its leash. Your damn poodle will bite up every little kid in kindergarten up and down that street. I love the United States, but we as Americans, the way that we're voting and the way that we're behaving and the way we're treating each other, we're making our own country hard as fuck to live in. It's noisy. The other thing, it's noisy as fuck in the United States. God dang, it's noisy. You do not notice until you leave the United States how noisy our shit is, from the sirens to the cars. Our cars are loud as hell. We always got music blaring and shit. It is loud as We talk loud as I talk. I'm an American. You can tell I'm American as loud as my voice is, and I got a damn microphone. But I still, by habit, talk loud. Andrea always got to come in here off camera and be like, Andre, you gonna mess your throat up, babe. Bring it back down. Bring it back down. It's hard as fuck to be in the United States, and nobody wants to say that shit. Tell it. Start doing videos on, yes, it is easier in other countries. And it's not just about bitches. We'll do anything for views. I freaking swear. We'll do anything for views but tell the fucking truth. We'll do anything for views but tell the damn truth. As long as we get views, we'll lie to everybody. As long as we can get that YouTube check on the 21st. Because that's when YouTube pays. Long as you get that check on the 21st, we will lie to every damn body. I'm just tired, man. I'm fucking tired of people thinking that men are so shallow that all we do is just try. We're willing to travel around the world only for bitches. And I'm tired of us not telling the whole story of the whole experience that you received when you were in Colombia. Not just the bad bitch, but the healthy foods. Okay, here we go. Some of you dudes came to Colombia and you even got sick. You thought it was food poisoning. I'm going to say that again. Some of you dudes came to Colombia, and I know of several, and you got sick, and you thought it was food poisoning. Took your ass to the pharmacy, got a shot, and found out your system is so messed up from American food that when you came to a country that got real vegetables and real fruit with seeds in them and real fish that just came out the ocean and real bread that was baked and ain't got all that bullshit in it, your body said, what the fuck is this? Some of y'all, it took y'all 4 days for your body to adjust to healthy foods going through your body on a regular basis, and your ass thought it was food poisoning. And you went to another country, and it happened again. Why? And you notice when you got back to the States, your body went right back to that U.S. mode. And all of a sudden, how come your ass didn't get food poisoning then? Because your body's so used, my body's so used to trash that they feed us and chemicals and shit that our bodies have been eating that shit our whole lives, and we're already adjusted to it. So there is no food poisoning for us in the United States. It's got to be something, some major shit like some mad cow or E. coli type shit to give us food poisoning. We so used to eating poisonous shit, it take a real goddamn germ to kill us off as Americans. It takes a real germ. Somebody got to literally put something poisonous in the food for our ass to get sick because we so used to eating poisonous food. And so when we go to Brazil, our bodies be like, what is this? This healthy food body? I don't want this shit. This is too healthy for me. Your body ain't used to fresh air. Some of you dudes call certain parts of Colombia boring. You know why? Because it's quiet. Some of you dudes gotta stay in Medellin. You gotta be in Bogota. And you got to stay in Cartagena. Why? Those are the loud cities of Colombia. And you so used to noise that if you come to Cali, your ass gonna leave in 2 days. Why? It's too fucking quiet. You're used to noise. I'm used to noise. We don't know what it's like to live in a city where shit ain't noisy all the time. Every once in a while, you hear a police car or a fire truck or ambulance go by. You ain't hearing booming music or kids screaming at the top of their lungs and yelling on some bulls. You ain't hearing nobody cussing and fussing out. You don't hear that shit in Colombia all the time. You hear Colombians when it's on a weekend, when it's time to party or some sports. Other than partying and some sports, these are some of the quietest people in South America. South American people are not loud at all. You be like, are they talking? Because I don't hear them. You can have a whole restaurant full of South American people and you don't hear not one conversation. And when you get loud as an American, you be feeling embarrassed. Like, oh shit, I'm loud. Let me tone it down. Am I the only one? Am I the only one that noticed how loud I am since I done came to South America? I did not know how loud my ass was until I got here and I started to realize, like, damn, am I talking loud? And then I didn't realize how loud I was until I saw how loud y'all brothers were. So I'm looking at my voice, and then I'm looking at y'all when y'all get off the plane, loud than a motherfucker. Sisters, woo. Y'all think sisters are loud in the States? When sisters get off the plane in Colombia, sisters, I love y'all, but y'all are so freaking loud. I said, yes, they are. She said male and female.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Andrea was saying she was on a flight with a sister, of course, going to Cartagena. And all she did was sass out the airline stewardess, complain about her seat, and complain about how, you know, she was just basically doing the American privilege thing.
They were young people. I don't say that they are not even 25. But they're like a little kids in the airplane.
She said they weren't even 25. Just getting louder and louder. I don't miss that, bro. I don't miss noise pollution. I'm sorry. I'm not saying South America is Shangri-La. There's no perfect country. I've always said that there's no perfect country. There's no perfect government because there's no perfect person. But what I am saying, you could do a whole lot better with a passport. A whole lot better. So when they sit back and try to sell that third world bullshit, well, our food is third world. If you put it on a scale, I am a Libra. You know, Libras put shit on scales. Put our food on a scale and put South American food on a scale. Whose shit is third world? Y'all bread don't even fold no more. I've watched videos of dudes taking a piece of bread straight out the wrapper, squeezing it, and watch the bread just unfold by itself. Y'all ain't even got no fresh salmon. I watched how they do y'all fresh salmon to make it look pink. When that salmon was old as hell, they got a special dye that they spray off into it, and they take it and they put it in like a carbon dioxide balloon, and that takes away the scent of that your salmon is old. I didn't know that. They just put them in their own little balloons and let them sit for a few hours. And once they're in the balloons, the carbon dioxide in the balloon takes away the scent of your salmon being old as fuck. So they dyed it, and then they put it in the little long balloon. And you think that you got some fresh salmon because your shit don't stink and it look fresh. I'm tired of that. I am spoiled. I like eating fish I can't pronounce. I like eating fish that they just got from the goddamn Amazon jungle, and that motherfucker so big, and when you cut it, it's about as thick as a damn steak and about as wide as a steak. And it's a piece of fish. I like seeing fish that just came from the Atlantic Ocean. Like they just picked that motherfucker up this morning. I like going to the fresh fish market. Some of you guys like going to the fresh meat market. Who food is third world? Okay, let's talk about peace. Whose peace is third world? America ranks in the top 10 for the most stressed out countries in the fucking world. in the top 10 of the most stressed out countries in the world. Whose peace is third world? Ours or theirs? Well, if it's so bad, Andre, how come everybody trying to come here? No, they ain't. Let's get that one out the way as well. There's 9 billion people on the planet. Let that sink in. 9 billion on the planet, right? You say everybody want to come there, right? 9 billion. America is 300. Let's round it up to 400,000. We're gonna give America 400 million. We'll give America 400 million. You know what that percentage is? 4.3% of the planet lives in the United States. 4.3% out of all the people that came when Biden had the doors wide open. Anybody and their grandmama could come to the United States. Kamala said, "Come here, come hither." Everybody could have just walked their happy ass in, flew in, didn't matter. America was up for grabs for 4 years. America got an extra 10 million people. You know what America percentage is? Still 4.3. Can we admit that most of the world don't want to live in America? Can we get that shit out the way? There are people in Italy that got their own vineyards. They don't need Napa Valley. There are people in Sicily that got their own Sicilian pizza. They don't need New York style pizza. They good. They okay. They don't need Detroit style pizza. Shout out to Detroit style. They don't need Chicago style pizza. And of course, Detroit style is my favorite. There are people in China. They don't need America's Chinese food. The technology in China, Hong Kong, Japan, Malaysia, Indonesia, and the rest of Southeast Asia is so fucking advanced. They're doing things with technology to where all you got to do is just glance at something and you can get it. You just glance at a car and a car can start up. You just glance at some pussy and the pussy just be walking your way. You just glance at food and a damn meal is just coming your way. They got countries where all you got to do is just glance at some shit. You think we advanced? 4.3%. That's why I call America the 4%ers. All you dudes, and I love them. Hear me out. I know y'all hear me talk about America so much. Y'all think he must hate America, love Colombia. Dude, I love all countries. I have no favorite country. The country that I do love is the United States. That's my heart. That's my love. That's who made me, the United States. My country, 'tis of thee. That's who I got my passport with, my identification, my birth certificate. I love the United States, but I'm not stupid anymore. It is hard being an American living in the United States. I don't know who the fuck told us that it ain't. You're going to get off this live stream in the morning. You're going to have to drag your ass out there in that badass traffic. You're going to have to deal with your job that's working your last fucking nerves. You love what you do, but sometimes you hate that motherfucker. It seems like time is always going slow. You don't want to look at a clock because if you look at it, you know it's only been 15 minutes when it feels like it's been at work for 2 hours already. Lunch break is next to nothing, and we got to work overtime now. You got to work overtime, or you got to have an extra job or a side hustle in the United States to barely even make it. And then you got women that got the audacity to ask you for a date, a $400 date, a $1,000 date. Don't want to do a coffee date with you. Don't want to do an ice cream date with you. Knowing how tight times are in the United States for everybody, they don't give a fuck. They still want you to spend $400 on a date. First time, you a total stranger, woman. I don't know you from Eve, and you still want me to spend $400 fucking per day. And if you date 4 people in a month, your ass that came out of $1,600. just to find out if that stranger actually is compatible to you. And you want to talk about us using passports when I could come to another country and get fit, feminine, friendly, no attitude, no mood, and take that person on a $40 date at a 4-star restaurant? Shit. You could talk about me and all the white dudes and all the Asian dudes and all of us brothers that got passports all you want. We give less than a damn. And like I said, that's why I'll talk about ladies. Like, guys, don't make sure you don't make this mistake. Or guys, I'm happy for you because you're doing this correctly. I'll talk about ladies in general, but this is not the channel to come to as far as look at all these badass Colombians. Look, they so fine. This South America, they breed fine women. And now it's some other stuff I can tell you about South America. That's what this channel is. The other shit. How do you get your visa? This is what this channel is for. How do you buy some property? This is what this channel is for. How do you buy your first vehicle? Yeah, babe. Andre says, bring my voice down. How do you buy your first vehicle? Okay. How do you get your apartment? Where do you buy furniture? Ain't nobody telling you none of that. They're just showing you bitches, 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 right? Okay. You plan on moving in when? When are the celebrations? Oh, you say Wu-Tang Clan coming. How do I get tickets for Wu-Tang? Nobody's telling us this other stuff. They just showcasing and spreading South America all over the place, but they ain't telling you how to build a life in Brazil. They ain't showing us nothing. It's more to South America than women, gentlemen. There's more to Southeast Asia. There's more than Southern Europe. And there's more than the southern part of Africa than just the women, gentlemen. Kid you not. Shout out to my man, Brooklyn Tall, in the building. Appreciate you being here, brother. He said, I remember going to the grocery store in Italy, and they will sell vegetables with the dirt. They do that here in Colombia with the dirt still on it. Talk about fresh. Bruh, Brooklyn, check it out. I told you guys this story. I told it a couple times. Me and Andrea go to the fruit market, right? I say, wow, they got black potatoes. I say, I'm used to our brown potatoes in the States. I said, they got black potatoes in Colombia? Let me see. They might be a little bit sweeter. They might be sour. I don't know. So I got me a bag full of black potatoes. So I put them in the bag, and we leave the fruit market and we get to the house. A couple days later, I'm in the mood for some French fries. I'm about to make some of these black potatoes. I'm about to have some black potato French fries. Oh yeah. You're gonna clean your potatoes off before you fry them. These potatoes wasn't black. Don't be laughing, Andrea. She remembered the story. These potatoes were fresh out of the ground, like my brother just said. And they were so fresh, I thought, because they still had the soil around them, I thought that the potatoes were black. And as I was washing them off, it was just a regular, big, healthy potato. But I was glad to see that the potatoes are that fresh. And to this day, we go to that same fruit market and the potatoes are covered with soil. You can't even go to the fruit market in the States and get potatoes that are fresh from the garden, fresh from the fields. I'm just tired of just talking about bitches all day when there's so much more to talk about. And then women in the States are convinced that the only reason we go to other countries is because of bitches. No, I came to another country not because of Andrea. I came to any other country. It could have been any country that I went to because it is hard to be an American in America. And we try to fool ourselves and act like everybody balling when 85% of us living paycheck to paycheck. And that's according to the Department of Labor and Statistics. 85% of us, if we don't get paid in 2 weeks, it's going to be trouble. All those people that Trump and Elon Musk are laying off, them people going to be struggling after September when their severance pay evaporates. T-Bag said they have fresh fruit and vegetables every day. Yep, every day being sold at the aggregate by the aggregate man. He is like an man, bruh. You ain't never lied. Them dudes that sell a fresh fruit rolling down the street in Colombia, man, you could be in a deep sleep, sleeping good. All of a sudden, you think it's like a preacher outside, man. And all of a sudden, you hear them apricot and them dudes and the agricultural dudes walking down the street selling their vegetables, and they got it on a loudspeaker every morning. You're right. It's like an alarm clock. Shout out to my Brussels and appreciate you. Appreciate you, Shelton. Let's go back to the video. Let me shut up. I'm going to slide it back just a little bit.
Today.
I actually agree with Amanda on
Today.
that.
Go to the hospitals today.
No, not that. She's saying as far as
No, yeah, like your story, like I understand. 20 years ago, I feel like coming here for a better life and to make something of yourself was easier. I feel like
Easier today.
I feel like today, America is harder. Like
It's more.
Yeah, but you have more access to things today.
Why do you feel that?
Well, to own a house today is crazy. I feel like even the people that were born here, we struggle.
That's the point I'm making.
And I feel like I can say my age. I'm 26, but like my mom at 26, shut up. My mom at 26, she just bought her own house. She was on her third kid. And I feel like for me to be in that position is like, yeah, hang me because I cannot.
No, I promise you. Was your mother materialistic at 26?
Absolutely not.
bingo.
That's a conscious choice. That's a conscious choice. You are making a choice to buy expensive shit. You are making a choice to spend your money on certain shit
Don't
that
make
your
this
mother
true.
might not have necessarily done, and she put that money away because she had a goal to buy a house.
But do you think that when people come here from other countries, do you think that that's their mindset, that they want that luxury of materialistic shit?
No, they want the
house. They want the life.
They don't want the Balenciaga.
Yeah.
So that $1,000 that them sneakers cost, they put that shit up. What's your most expensive pair of shoes? Tell the truth.
Tennis.
I mean, I don't know.
Dollar Tree.
I don't know.
You don't know what you've spent on a pair of shoes, and you was like, "Damn, I'm wilding," but fuck it.
I did. I did it, guys. I regret it so
I
much.
don't know, because honestly, I didn't grow up materialistic because my parents were never that way. No, because I don't know.
She's saying she can't really give you a number because she doesn't.
Is it more than $200?
Value.
Do you
Exactly.
have a $500 pair of shoes?
Absolutely not.
Okay. You?
Yes.
She just said
She's wearing one.
She's wearing them now. What are you talking about?
My point is this,
Yo.
right? When the people come from other countries, they'll go to Walmart and wear Walmart jeans
Happily.
because they have a goal in mind for them and their families today, not yesteryear, today.
But you don't think it has anything to do with them being more family oriented? Because I just ain't had the guidance.
their
I don't have a lot of money and then I won't have no
goals are
guidance.
Their goals are different. They want life to be better. They don't want to look better. They want life to be better. They want their kids' lives to be better. Some of these people come from countries where literally inside their house is compacted dirt. That's the floor that they sleep on. They beat the dirt down till it was real, real hard. So the last thing on their mind is a fucking pair of sneakers.
You never watched 90 Day
It's not
Fiance?
materialistic to like want tile floors.
You're right.
Right?
Yep.
Okay. So the women are
You
better
can be real
because
happy.
they are more
No,
appreciative.
you can be real happy with your just regular concrete. It's clean, but they're coming here. They're coming here to get better things.
But
It's
better life.
It's better things.
I disagree.
It's better things.
It's not based on
I mean, think about it like
It is better things.
Y'all never seen 90 Day Fiance?
Your kids
They be getting used.
Better
Just said that.
education is not a thing. Your kids able to have better health care and better schooling, those aren't things. Those are things that change the trajectory of your whole entire lineage. It's not a coat. It's not some shoes. It's not some earrings. It's not a car.
Okay, listen.
Quality housing ain't necessarily a thing.
Listen. So again, we're going back to the points that I was making about what things are. You're saying that these people moved out here to Warren and all these other townships, whatever, out here in Jersey, but what's wrong with just the concrete floor?
They started with that.
No, just listen. They want better things. They want tile. They want granite countertops. They want elevators in their home. They want circle driveways. They want nice vehicles that don't fucking time out on the freeway. Those are all things. And granted, they are in a better, well, I suppose it's a better school district. That is a consequence of them wanting a better thing, which is that house in that particular township that has higher taxes and everything costs more. So now the school's better. So I don't think you can, again, when I'm saying better things, I'm not talking about Balenciaga shoes. I'm talking about a home.
But that's not materialism.
A home is not materialistic?
No.
It can be if you go to a different extent, of course.
And I said they started off at $80, is what I said. I said they started at 80, they worked up to 100, they worked up to 120, 200, and now you see 4 vans with their company name on the side that allows them to move into better situations for them and their family. It's less crime, it's better schools, it's better food. All of those things are not necessarily materialistic things.
Well, they wives be having BBLs and they be having
They do that.
Here she go with the shaming. The brother's making sense. Shout out to the Latin brother. And here come the sister with the sign language. Shame, insults, guilt need to be right.
injections and stuff too.
They do that at 40.
So don't act like we just be the only ones that be
I'm
wanting
saying
stuff.
in America, we are privy to certain luxuries.
I know what you're
result
saying.
of
I'm not
that,
gonna act
we don't
stupid.
necessarily have the same work ethic that people from other places that really have seen poverty and fucked up shit. They'll walk 17 days to get to the American border.
I agree.
We won't walk 5 minutes to go to the store.
I feel you.
Don't say we.
Exactly.
We talking about
As a person who has been lazy and has made excuse after excuse after excuse, y'all couldn't stop me from talking shit about my son. It's his fault. I got a toddler. Y'all know y'all done heard that excuse a lot. I agree with you 100%, but I do think that social media also affects you because sometimes you just scrolling, you letting time go by. You're just getting into this lazy ass mode of yourself and you're watching everybody else just flourish. And that shit is very sickening and it's a disease. And we gotta stand up, y'all. We gotta stand up because you're right. You're right.
When we talk about social media, since we're just gonna social media as it pertains to relationships, this is what I'm reading right now. Okay, some girl posted on social media, I let social media influence me too much. Last year, I cheated on my ex because I thought he was a bum because he wasn't funding me to have a luxury lifestyle like I see others have on TikTok. The whole time, he was saving money to adopt his nephews. I want him back, but he hates me now. Girl, you're gone.
I want to make women look bad so bad. Why we had to read that?
It is.
We didn't make her look bad. She made her look
right.
bad.
Who found this? Who found this for me to? Okay.
I want to hear some confessionals.
Marie always gets a pass.
It ties.
It ties. I should have read it before. It ties.
For materialistic lifestyles, and that's what happens.
You ruined what foundation that you've probably already been working on. So I think.
Well, just what is being displayed there is the same thing that we're seeing on a day-to-day basis, right? Everybody wants more, and it's a disease. More is definitely a disease. A lot of people who have enough or even have an abundance will lose it all chasing more.
Right.
And when you see somebody else have more, instead of being happy with what you want, we see people then try to compare themselves and then risk for more. Yeah. But risk comes with a consequence if you don't get that more. And that's what happens. You know what I'm saying? So if we go back and we circle back, like I was going to say, I just came from Costa Rica a couple weeks ago, right?
That you did.
Before he goes any further, I want to share something with you guys. Fair use. We were talking about this earlier. This came out in 2023. I want to show this to you guys. This is actually 2025. Ranked the most stressed out countries, the most stressed out countries from the most to the least. And so let's look at the the list of the most stressed out. I think this starts off with the most stressed out right here. Morocco, Luxembourg, Europe is on there. Switzerland, Ireland is on there. From the most to the least. Norway is on there. Singapore is on there because we know Singapore is extremely expensive. And coming in at number 8 is the United States. So when I was mentioning about the stress level of living in a country, and this list was due to work stress, money stress, social stress, family, health, and safety. United States is number 8. Oh, Monaco. Okay, thank you, brother. Monaco. I said Morocco. Monaco. Thank you. But let's go back to the video. I don't mean to interrupt the video.
It's amazing, right? So we're all having conversations. I met some dudes that own a couple clubs out there and in Miami. And they're telling me about the life there. And they're like, opening businesses here are great because they're going through all the different things. Then they stop at this one point where they say everybody in Costa Rica makes $3 an hour. And the price of food is similar to, in that area, Jaco, similar to American prices, groceries. Why? So it's like if the bags of rice went up in price, but your hourly wage is still at $3, a lot of these people can't afford to live.
So what are they doing?
Well, it depends on what you're willing to risk. Some people, might sell drugs. Some people might sell themselves. I don't know. But
So if you came to that country and a woman saw you looking the way you look and she only getting $3 an hour, don't you think she's going to praise you and want to give you everything that you asked for? So she is better than woman than me because she's going to praise you because she needs you.
let me tell you what else he
That's
said.
another topic, but I'm just saying.
I had a long conversation with him and he said, and I asked the same thing and he said, no, you know what the crazy thing is? These women are still broke. They go and they'll get, $2,000-$3,000 in a weekend from dudes, right? That are coming there to spend money on them, right? But then they go home to a broke dude and give all the money to the broke house and go nowhere. So it's really not about that. But what I'm trying to say is when it comes to the quality of life, there's only but so far you can go making $3 an hour to a point where you're going to have to start risking different things when you have a family. If you have a child, if you're a guy or a girl and you have a child and you're making $3 an hour and there's no way for you to go up, what are you going to do?
Sell it.
You're going to risk it. You're going to make some risks that are going to really be detrimental to your freedom and or health. So now when you want to say, okay, cool, I want to move to America, there's women who will come to America and struggle in America because I'd rather struggle making $20 an hour and live in a nice apartment than make $3 an hour and live in a shack.
Wait, you're saying 20. Let's keep it real about what 12 minimum wage is.
All right, it's $15 an hour, right?
No, it's not.
In New York?
New York City.
All right, well.
I don't know what it is.
Which is very different.
Well, in Jersey, it's like $14, right?
Is it more than 15?
So wait, did I hear that you would prefer?
Regardless, it's 5 to 10 times more.
20, it's the same.
So did I hear that y'all would prefer the woman that's willing to sell it and bring it back to her family and be?
And I'll tell you why in a second.
You would.
Wait, what?
That's. I was just trying to go back to Passport Bros real quick because that was the question that I had. Are y'all willing to go take home the women that are in other countries that's willing to sell it?
I mean, at this point, you gotta think about it, right? There's kids that you see in like these commercials,
That yes.
like Africa, right? And they'll be like, "Oh, these kids have grown up, unfortunate, et cetera, et cetera." But you always see them smile, right? You see them happy with what they have. Now, do they want more? Of course. Do they want a better quality life? Yes. But at the same time, how they are is not really as traumatic as we are to ourselves in America. Like if you have somebody who is sitting there like, all right, I came from the projects and now they just go out killing everybody. But you have the same kid that might be in, wherever that has had nothing and living in a little village, but yet they're just working for each other to build each other up. Yes, sir.
The difference is the person in the little village doesn't know that there's Protestant
Out of sight, out of mind.
If you live in a close proximity and everybody, how my parents grew up, or your mother will be like, man, when I was little, yeah, all of y'all were broke. So back to the question that you read, all of y'all were broke. Y'all didn't even know y'all were broke because every single person you saw lived along the same lines as you.
Right.
Can I ask y'all a question, gentlemen? Have you guys been to any of these countries that Americans describe? I'm going to say that again. Based off how Americans quite often describe other countries, you think everybody, the mayor, the president, your local doctor, everybody's living on a dirt floor. Everybody's got to climb a coconut tree in DR. There are no condos in DR. There is no beachfront property in DR. No way in Cartagena are there yachts parked out front. No way could there be tall condos in Medellin. It's impossible for Brazil to have a beautiful beach. That's just farce. Have you guys been to any of these countries that is that impoverished, like Americans make it seem like it's that impoverished? You see, they're talking about DR, Colombia, no U, 2 O's in Colombia, no U, 2 O's, in Brazil. Countries that most of them don't know what the hell they're talking about. So nobody's living at the top of those high rises in Medellin. Nobody owns any of those yachts sitting out front in Cartagena. Nobody owns any of these high-rise Airbnbs here in Cali. All that beachfront property that's being sold in parts of Africa really doesn't exist. Americans talk about other countries because we don't know what we're talking about. We always make our country seem like other people won't breathe unless they live in our country. They won't eat unless they live in our country. Every country has its well off. Every country has its impoverished. But Americans, we like to focus on the impoverished in a country and talk about that whole country as if it's impoverished. But here's the other point. We'll talk about our own country as if everybody doing good. And we know everybody in America ain't doing good. Did I not say 85% of Americans living paycheck to paycheck? Everybody in America is not doing good. There's a pool of people in America that are, and there's a pool of people that aren't. But we'll sell the world as if everybody is doing good. Did you know that there were immigrants in the United States last year that had to fight the government? Immigrants that came into the United States last year, there were articles that came out about it. Immigrants that came into the United States had to fight the U.S. government in order to leave. Long before Trump, long before ICE, there were immigrants that once they got to America said, hell no. They either were going to go to Canada or they were going to go back home. And it didn't get as many headlines as those that are clamoring to get in. There were people that were leaving America on their own long before Trump got elected. They came and saw our shit and it didn't look like Disney. They saw our shit and it didn't look like the Statue of Liberty. They saw our shit and it didn't look like Hollywood. They saw Kansas. They saw Indiana. They saw Louisiana, the real America. And they said, oh, hell no. I could have stayed in Colombia for this shit. You mean y'all paying what for eggs? Oh, hell no. What? Wait a minute. Let me cut this watermelon open. Ain't no seeds in your watermelon? I could have stayed in Colombia for this shit. Wait a minute. If I take a piece of bread in America and I fold it, you mean that motherfucker can open back up by itself? Oh, I could have stayed in Brazil for this shit. Wait a minute. How much is medical? Wait a minute. My child is sick. How much is medical? Oh, I could have stayed in Colombia for this shit. There were people trying to get the fuck out the United States. There is a TikTok video that's kind of like a parody of it. The immigration worker, of the guy that works on the border patrol. He stops the immigrants, and he's like, you can't come into America. And they were like, no, sir, we're leaving. So the whole conversation was about the American border worker trying to convince the immigrants to stay. Don't think everybody came to our country and fell in love. A lot of people did, but a lot of people came to our shit and say, this is some old bull. I ain't see this on TV. The rappers on hip hop didn't show me this. This ain't the New York that I saw. This doesn't look nothing like the Miami that I saw. Anybody from Miami can tell you that shit that y'all see on TV, South Beach, Miami Beach, Orange Drive, Ocean Drive, Collins Avenue, that ain't no fucking Miami. You take your ass across that bridge into Miami, you start to realize like, oh shit. Am I lying? All you Miami dudes, am I lying? Miami ain't no damn South Beach. You all in Bay Shore. You think you doing something big. You down by the Miami condos. You think you doing, take your ass across that bridge into Miami. Go on. Take your ass into Miami. Yeah, shout to Zeta. Zeta says, he said Richie Mack even showed his place. He has a dope spot in Thailand. Yep, shout to Richie. So yes, these Americans are ignorant to the world. Even little Hades, yes, sir. In Miami. Shout out to all you Florida dudes. Even Americans are naive to Miami. They really think what they saw on the music videos, what they see on Rick Ross and DJ Khaled. Everybody they act like everybody in Miami got a speedboat or a yacht. They act like, like you can't be in Miami without a speedboat. They act like all of y'all go to strip clubs that you got to bring $5,000 to go to. They act like ain't no Walmarts in Miami. Miami wouldn't dare have a Walmart. They act like a Target. Target would never dare be in Miami. Most Americans have this embellished idea of Miami. You get your ass down to Miami and you find out real fast there's a difference between what you saw on TV and the real Miami. Just cross your ass right over that bridge. Damn a South Beach. Damn a Collins Avenue, forget Ocean Drive. They show all that shit, Versace House and all that. No, forget about all that. Take your ass into Miami if you want to. I dare you. Go and take your ass right into Miami. I bet your little, that'll tarnish your little Miami dream. You won't be looking at Miami like that no more. Girl, we went into Miami. Shit. No, sir. Absolutely correct. My brother says, as a Florida resident, he said, I used to fall for the Miami hype since Will Smith's video. Yup. He said, while living in Orlando, shout out to us Orlando brothers. He said the real Miami locals told me the truth. Thank God for them. Yes, sir. He said, I've been down to Miami. He said, those of us who know the truth had my Miami natives show us the real Miami. Plus, some tourists go to South Beach, the tourists. Once I went into real Miami, I was like, shit. Okay. It's just a regular city. And it wasn't like it was super bad in Miami. It just was a regular city. It had its good parts and its bad parts. It's like when you go to Atlanta. Atlanta got its good parts and its bad parts. But if you let T.I. and Ludacris tell you, every area looks like Miami. I mean, looks like the best parts of Atlanta. Shit. They don't tell you about the traffic jams in Atlanta. That badass traffic. You don't never see that on a music video, do you? It could be 6 in the damn morning on Sunday. Traffic is jammed. You wait, what the hell? Right. All right, your boy is back. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for your patience. Had a little issue with the Wi-Fi. Thank you very much for your patience, gentlemen. Looks like it's all coming together again. He said, don't forget that most Americans have never been out of their neighborhood, much less out of their to the next state. This is true. This is so true. Yeah, this is that night, isn't it? I was just thinking that myself. I was like, yeah, this is that night. This is that night. It is embarrassing. Thank you guys for hanging out with your boy with the struggle stream, talking about Miami. Let's go back and finish off let me pull the video up so we can see the final portion of the video.
Why do you passport bros? I said
It's really not about that. But what I'm trying to say, the thing is, these women are still broke. They go and they'll get, $2,000-$3,000 in a weekend from dudes, right? That are coming there to spend money on them, right? But then they go home to a broke dude and give all the money to the broke house and go nowhere. So it's really not about that. But what I'm trying to say is, when it comes to the quality of life, there's only but so far you can go making $3 an hour, to a point where you're going to have to start risking different things when you have a family. If you have a child, if you're a guy or a girl and you have a child and you're making $3 an hour and there's no way for you to go up, what are you going to do?
Sell it.
You're gonna risk. You're gonna make some risks that are going to really be detrimental to your freedom and or health. So now when you want to say, okay, cool, I want to move to America, there's women who will come to America and struggle in America because I'd rather struggle making $20 an hour and live in a nice apartment than make $3 an hour and live in a shack.
Wait, you're saying 20. Let's keep it real about what 12 minimum wage is.
All right, it's $15 an hour, right?
No, it's not.
In New York?
New York City.
All right, well.
I don't know what it is.
Which is very different.
Well, in Jersey, it's like $14, right?
Is it more than 15?
So wait, did I hear that you would prefer?
Regardless, it's 5 to 10 times more.
20 is the same.
You see how she just went and just immediately skipped over the topic that he was talking about, and she just wanted to argue the minimum wage. He was making a point. It didn't matter what the wage was. The point is that people have appreciation for our country that sometimes we don't show. Yes, we do show patriotism, but sometimes we just don't know to show appreciation for our own country. I think America is appreciated sometimes by foreigners more than us who are born in America and built America. I'm serious. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes nobody's more patriotic about America than we are. But as far as appreciation, because most Americans don't travel to see they have a good thing going, take advantage of it. We don't appreciate our country. So yeah, she was deflecting. Let's go back to the video.
So did I hear that y'all would prefer the woman that's willing to sell it and bring it back to her family and be?
And I'll tell you why in a second.
You would.
Wait,
that's. I was just trying to go back to Passport Bros real quick because that was the question that I had. Are y'all willing to go take home the women that are in other countries that's willing to sell it?
I mean, at this point, you gotta think about it, right? There's kids that you see in like these commercials,
that yes,
like that, like Africa, right? And they'll be like, "Oh, these kids have grown up, unfortunate, et cetera, et cetera." But you always see them smile, right? You see them happy with what they have. Now, do they want more? Of course. Do they want a better quality life? Yes. But at the same time, how they are is not.
Why is this man sugarcoating it? Why don't this man say, yes, my hoe is better. My Colombian hoe treats me better than your American girlfriend? Why doesn't he just say that? Why don't he just say what my man Pablo Frescobar coined, my Colombian hoe treats me better than your American girlfriend? We both paying. I'll say it again. We all gonna pay. Mine is called responsibility because I'm married. Yours might be called leisure by way of pay for play, but we all paying. I don't care if you paying for the condoms and the gas to get over there. We're all paying. And in some cases, a Venezuelan hoe will treat you better, and you'll see more femininity in a Venezuelan hoe than you see in some of our American wives and girlfriends. You feel more appreciated, more respect, and more peace from a pay for play. Why is this man sugarcoating it? Why don't he just say, ladies, I'm going to tell y'all the truth about something. Those women are pay for play. They are women that are making money with their bodies. And they still treat men so much better than you do who have all the money. Well, what about, I need you to be quiet for a minute, sister. They treat men so much better than you do, even though you have degrees, education, you got money, you got this, and you even may have his offspring. And he still would rather get on a plane and be with a pay for play that's feminine by nature because her mom and her dad raised her to be a wife eventually. and you were never raised to be a wife eventually, that hoe treats me better than my girlfriend back home. Why don't this man just tell these women the truth? Don't sugarcoat it. It'll hurt. It'll sting. They'll come up with all type of excuses. They'll try to spin it and twist it. Let them. Let them twist it. Put it out there. There are hoes in Brazil that treat men better than a lot of women that guys have been with 8, 9, 10 years in the United States. That's why dudes that have been with their women for 8, 9, 10 years in the United States are still going to DR. You got your wife, your kids, you own 2 houses in the United States, you're a truck driver, you got 2 trucks. And you still taking your ass to DR, aren't you? Oh, yes, you are. It takes your ass 23 hours to get to the Philippines. It takes 23 minutes to go over to that female house that's been trying to fuck you for 2 years. You would rather fly 23 hours to get to the quality of women in the Philippines than to drive 23 minutes to deal with another woman in the West. You don't care if a woman is making $100,000 in the States or a woman is making $100 in Philippines. Because if the woman is making $100,000 in the States don't respect you, the fact that she makes $100,000 means nothing. But a woman in the Philippines making $100 can treat you so well, could treat you so good that you ain't even thinking about how much the women in the States are making. I don't give a damn. Bruh, in all sincerity, I could care. Women are outpacing men. Statistically, that's not true. Women do not make more money than men in the United States, especially black women. Still don't make more money than black men at all. The stats have already shown that. But let's say they did. Let's say brothers are only making $70,000 a year. Women are making $115,000 a year. Don't mean shit to us who got passports. Why? We don't care nothing about what women do in the United States. We'll pat them on the back. We'll go to graduation ceremonies. Oh my God, my little niece just graduated college. We'll do all that. We'll cheer you on. We'll support you. We're happy for you. Do your thing, sisters. Do your thing. But that ain't got a damn thing to do with us in the grand scheme of things when it comes to relationships. We're done with that. All you do is just try to make it work in the States. Make it work in the States, bro. Got some great women in the States. I'll say that again. There's some great women in the States. I just ain't had time to be looking for them. I'm in my 50s. I ain't got no time to be looking around trying to find another good woman for 5 years. That one didn't work out. So I look for another. It's another 10 years. Now I'm 65. That one didn't work out. All of a sudden I come I'm looking for femininity. I'm 72, just trying to find fit, feminine, and friendly in the United States. No, they're there, but the hunt, you hunt for Red October. You like a you like a submarine. Hell no. See, when I was 23, I could burn 3 years on a chick and still be only 26. I burned 3 years on a chick at 57. I'm 60 years old. Some of you dudes, you 31. You can afford to burn 5 years on a chick. You'll still be 56. I'm 36. You dudes that's 40, you burn 5 years on a chick. You 45 years old. We ain't nobody got no time to be burning, trying to convince y'all to be fit, trying to convince y'all to be feminine, trying to convince y'all to be non-masculine, trying to convince y'all to not have female toxic femininity, trying to convince y'all to cook a dinner just to bring me a cup of tea. Can I get you to bring me a cup of tea? Can't even get a cup of tea from the chicks in the States. I got to burn 5 years just to get a cup of tea. Hell no, y'all crazy. Y'all crazy. When I could go to countries where femininity and family and tradition, if I don't get off the plane in the Philippines, those women still gonna be cooking, cleaning, and providing for their families. If I do get off the plane in the Philippines, those women gonna still be cooking and cleaning and providing for families. If she pay for play in the Philippines, when she get done, she cooking and cleaning and providing for families. Why? Because her mama was raised like that, her grandmama was raised like that, and she raised like that. And she like, no matter how much coochie I sell, and my people don't know that I'm selling coochie, but no matter how much coochie I sell, I'ma still be cooking and cleaning and providing. These women are raised to be traditional in these countries. And because we get off the plane and they try to sell it to us, American women try to sell it to us, she's only doing that because you're giving to her. No, if I don't get off the plane. Okay, here we go. Y'all ready? There is nothing that my wife does for me other than intimacy and communication in a relationship that she don't do for her father, her uncle, her brother, male cousins, everybody else involved in her life that stops over to the house and gets something to eat that's male. If you guys are sitting right here, Andrea is not just going to make me tea. She's going to make you tea. I'm not going to sit up there and say, babe, you need to make him a tea. Andrea going to already make them the tea. Guess if her dad comes over, guess who's gonna get some tea? Her dad. If Camilo come over, her brother, guess who's gonna get some tea? Me, her dad, and Camilo. If one of you dudes over, so it's me, you, her dad, and Camilo, we all getting tea. Why? She was raised like that. See, I came here and I thought I was special. Found out she's traditional. We ain't special, fellas. I'm gonna say this again. The reason why these women in all these other countries treat us like this, because that's how they treat all the males that love them and that they love in their families. And that's how they treat all their male friends. A lot of stuff, you sit back, you think about it, your girl does a lot of stuff for other dudes, maybe her uncle, maybe her father, maybe her brother, that she does for you. Andrea cook for her dad just as fast she'll cook for me. Andrea will pick up something at the store for her dad like she'll pick up something from the store for me. Why? Andrea says we were raised like that. So when people in the United States try to sell y'all on that, she only doing that because you giving her money, bruh, your pay for play gets up in the morning and she cooks for you because that's what she was gonna do for her dad anyway if she was at the house. Your pay for play cleans for you because that's what she does for her little brother if she was at the house. And women in the United States treat you like trash because they ain't used to having men in the house. So yeah, in many cases, my hoe is better than your American girlfriend, your Canadian girlfriend, and your UK girlfriend. And you say that. And like I said, I didn't make that term up. It was Pablo Frescobar said it. You say that and watch American women prove it. All you got to say is, if I was him, I would have said, yes, my hoe in Costa Rica treats me and all the men around her better than American women treat their husbands and all the men around her. And then you just sit back and watch the women proving his point. Proving his point. That's how I would have did it. I've been like, yeah, hell yeah, my hoe is better than your girlfriend. My hoe is better than your wife. My Tanzanian whore, Taiwan whore, treats me and her brother and her uncles and her cousin, her male cousins, treats me, all of us males better than you women treat your husbands, your dad, your cousins, and your uncles. Yes, the whores. Goodness gracious. I don't know why y'all so scared of women in the United States. Please, especially since you got a passport. All you gotta do is walk out the door now. You're like, girl, I ain't trying to hear what you're talking about. I'm out. Well, fuck you then. See, I kid y'all not. Like Kevin used to say, just let them talk. Don't argue them down. Don't shout them down. Don't try to prove your point. With women from the West, let them talk. They always prove your point. Okay. Did we not watch Kevin? Mainly because, let's be honest, because we knew that American women, no matter if they had money or didn't have money, was going to end up showing their true colors and be ratchet every night. It didn't matter if it was Wednesday, Monday on Instagram, or Friday on YouTube. We all knew we could just sit there with popcorn and beer, watch some Kevin Samuels. We knew that women that were 5 figures or 6 figures was going to say some shit to prove Kevin right. All Kevin had to do was ask a couple questions calmly, and they would just say some of the stupidest shit, and you be at home like, and every once in a while, Kevin will have a fine one pop up on the screen, so you really sit up like, oh, she a fine one too. She a cutie. And she would even embarrass herself as a cutie. Kevin never convinced them women into embarrassing themselves. All Kevin had to do was say, what's your weight? Dress size. Do you want to pay a significant amount of bills if you get pregnant? How many kids you want to have? What type of man are you looking for? How tall are you? Basic questions. But he knew every time that those were triggering questions and they would hit the nerve of 90% of his female audience. And those women would fly off. And all Kevin had to say after that, what would Kevin be doing? He shut the woman off and said, I told you so. 90% of Kevin's audience was, I told you so. When he get done talking to the female, what would Kevin be like? I told y'all. I told y'all American women are like this. I told y'all these modern women are like, I told y'all. They would literally prove his point. Even the ones that be like, I'm going over there and I'm going to prove him wrong tonight. I'm going to be the one to be able to embarrass Kevin on his show. And so remember, so many women used to try to come over there and prove a point and try to embarrass him. What did Kevin do? Ask him the same question. And at the end of the day, they would embarrass themselves. And all Kevin had to do after the interview with that person, I told you so. That's why I said if I was Rico on eight at the table, I would have said my hoe is better than most dudes' wives in America. And watch them snap off. And all Rico had to say, you see how y'all acting? I told you so. Shout out to my brother Theo being in the building. He said because 90% of them weren't qualified for a level 4, even for a level 4 man working at Walmart. Facts. My man Zeta says this. He say to top the icing on the cake, they mocked Kevin Samuels when he for real. They showed their asses, didn't they? Everything that it was almost like he got the last laugh by their behavior. Vivica Fox and all those women proved Kevin 100% correct. Even in death, Kevin was saying, I told you. I told y'all how they are. When he passed, that's when they really showed their true colors. He didn't try to collar their feelings. He didn't. Shout out to my man Jay Clyde, enjoying San Andreas. You and your girl. Shout out to you. You're a great couple. I'll see you guys all the time on Facebook postings and things like that. Love San Andreas. Oh yeah. If you guys get a chance, go to San Andreas Island in Colombia. It's kind of like Colombia's version of Hawaii. It's really nice. It's really nice. Let's finish this video off real quick.
Really as traumatic as we are to ourselves in America. Like if you have somebody who is sitting here like, all right, I came from the projects and now they just go out killing everybody. But you have the same kid that might be in, you know, wherever that has had nothing and living in a little village, but yet they're just working for each other to build each other up. Yes, sir.
The difference is the person in the little village doesn't know that there's a crowd of sneakers around the corner.
Out of sight, out of mind.
If you live in a close proximity and everybody, how my parents grew up, or your mother will be like, man, when I was little, yeah, all of y'all were broke. So back to the question that you read, all of y'all were broke. Y'all didn't even know y'all were broke because every single person you saw lived along the same lines as you.
Right.
Now these little kids that go to school and your mother might have you with some $40 the cold Nikes, right? She think them Nikes. You got the cold Nikes on.
Wait, what's cold Nike?
Oh, the Kohl's store, Kohl's.
Oh, Kohl's.
Right?
Yeah.
But now you go to school and the kid has on $800 Balenciagas. And then the next day he got on a different pair. And the next day he got on some Pradas. And then the next day he got on this and he got a Mary and he got all of this stuff. Now he getting all the attention from the girls. You want attention too. So now you modify what you're going to do. Back to your point in the question that you read. You might have a good ass man at home and he might make, let's say 80 grand. He might make 70 grand. But he don't take you to Tulum. You never been to Santorini. So you looking at this nigga like he a loser because everybody that you see on the gram is riding a camel in Dubai. You don't know though. You never see that dude. You see them on the camel like that. The camels got cameras.
Right.
Like, who the fuck is taking these
videos?
pictures?
Right.
You don't know that she did something strange to get to Dubai.
Get to it.
She rode a camel.
Judging your life at the $80,000 dude, thinking that your man is lacking.
But did
because you
something
see
strange is
all
funny
of
as
this
fuck.
fly shit on social media. You don't know that shorty don't got no box spring on her bed. She got all this fly shit. She don't got a box spring on her bed. She got $1,000 shoes. She walk up I don't want to disrespect or insult nobody, but she got $3,000 pocketbooks, $4,000 pocketbooks.
And I got the money in there
She
too.
live
So
in a
don't.
walk-up with her groceries like this.
That's a fact. Like I said, America is not a country of capitalism as much as it is a country of consumerism. They do not teach us to start businesses and investments, gentlemen. We kind of stumble across that part. We stumble across learning investments and starting businesses and getting certifications and going to trade school like we stumbled across the true Black history. They don't teach you the true Black history in school, do they? And they don't teach you about entrepreneurship or the fact that you have a choice. You can go to school to get degrees, yes, but they rarely tell you that you can also go to trade school. And they rarely tell you that, yeah, right now in society, people want to see certs just as much as they want to see degrees. If you ain't got a degree, you need to get with Theo and get your certs in a lot of areas. And that opens up doors just as much as that degree, that 4 years would have taken you. They aren't telling us that we have options. They don't tell us that. You got to stumble across the capitalistic part. I mean, capitalizing on America. But they always are showing you all day long how to consume, how to spend in America. And you feel like I got to get another job so I can spend more. So don't let nobody shame you for going to another country and your date only cost you $25 for 2 people or even 3 people. Don't let Americans make you feel bad about that. The other thing that Americans try to do, I get this one all the time. Well, if you don't like America and you left, why don't you just leave the American dollar? Why you using our currency? Why don't you leave it all? I get that one all the time. I got the answer for you. I'll leave America and its currency the day that corporations that left America and that are draining America, they stop using American dollars. General Electric, an American company that makes $100 billion off Americans, ain't based in America. Chrysler, Jeep is not based in America. They have headquarters, take it from the Detroit dude. They've got headquarter buildings but their true headquarters, they take all the money they make to where they're based. Ben and Jerry's, Trader Joe's, all the way to Burger King, Target. A lot of these companies are American companies that said, fuck being in America and paying them high-ass taxes and paying them high-ass wages for Americans to create these products. We gonna base our headquarters in our company in another country and get all these dumbass Americans to think that we still American. 7-Eleven. They ain't American. We think of 7-Eleven as the American, all-American convenience store. 7-Eleven been draining America of money for years. So I always tell them, the day that white folks and white millionaires and billionaires stop using American dollars because they own homes in other countries too, that's the day that I stop. I say, I'll make a deal with you. The day that corporations stop draining and using the American dollars, and the day that white billionaires stop using American dollars, and even though they got places and homes in other countries, I promise you, that's the day that Andre will stop. Until then, if corporations are taking advantage of it and the wealthy whites are taking advantage of it, I don't give a damn about what an average American is saying about me in the US dollar. Me and this US dollar about to ride it out. You better tell General Electric to stop using the US dollar then. You know, the meat markets and so businesses that you would swear were American, born and raised in America, American made, and you find out that Americans don't even own them damn companies no more. Let me see if I can pull something up. Let me see if I can pull something up real quick. And I had it too. Let me see if I can pull something up real quick. I just want you guys to see. Don't let Americans who don't have a passport convince you otherwise. He said, brother, you the truth. Gotta show my support. Shout out to my man. I've been thinking. Appreciate you, brother. Let me pull this up real quick. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick.
9 American companies that are no longer American. 9. Burger King is Canadian.
Because I love when people run off at the mouth and try to convince me otherwise. I've got one of the videos I want to show. I'm trying to see if I can find the other one I want to show. I guess this one will be a good one to show you guys. Let me download it, and then I'm going to show it to you. But there are a whole lot other companies that are like this as well.
Why, there is nothing as American as John Deere tractor.
I'll download this one to show. You know, I always want to show us a little something. Yeah, Ben and Jerry's is not even American anymore. Yeah, I'm going to be doing a video on that one, but I'm going to show you guys this one real quick. Shout out to you guys that are here. 95 of you guys. Appreciate you guys being here. Let me do a share of the video. Let me cancel that out. And let me do a quick share of the video. And this is just 9 American companies.
9 American companies that are no longer American. 9. Burger King is Canadian. Original headquarters, Miami, Florida. Purchased by Restaurant Brands International. In 1954, the first Burger King restaurant was started. The brand was originally sold a little more than 10 years later. Since then, various businesses have owned it. It amalgamated in 2014 with the Tim Hortons brand of coffee shops in Canada. They established RBI, which later acquired Popeyes. 8. Hellmann's is British. Original headquarters, New York City. Purchased by Unilever. In 1905, Hellmann's mayonnaise was created. German immigrant Richard Hellmann was the owner of the recipe. He sold it to Best Foods in 1932. Unilever bought the company in 2000 for $20.3 billion. 7. 7-Eleven in Japanese. Original headquarters, Dallas, Texas. Purchased by 7&I Holdings. In 1927, Jefferson Green worked at Southland Ice. He began to broaden his selection by including milk, bread, and eggs. This company's strategy was well liked. His shop expanded to become one of the largest chains. However, the 1987 financial crisis was bad for 7-Eleven. It is currently owned by a Japanese group that also controls Speedway. 6. Forbes is Chinese. Original headquarters, Jersey City, New Jersey.
That Forbes, like
Purchased
Forbes
by
magazine,
Integrated Whale Media.
Top 10 billionaires. The top 10 billionaire magazine is not owned by Americans. Forbes magazine and anything that's got to do with Forbes is owned by a foreign country.
Forbes published its debut edition in 1917. It's one of today's most important periodicals. The business is not American-owned, despite the fact that it is still operated here. It was bought by a Hong Kong-based business in 2014. Integrated Whale Media Investment paid $400 million. 5. Citgo is Venezuelan. Original headquarters.
Yeah, I didn't know that, huh? Yeah, I know Citgo was Venezuelan. I knew that one.
Houston, Texas. Purchased by Petróleos de Venezuela, S.A. In 1910, Citgo was established in Bartlesville, Oklahoma. PDVSA, a Venezuelan corporation, acquired a 50% share in 1986. It now has a majority of the shares. PDVSA is a state-owned business in Venezuela. PDVSA is a state-owned business in Venezuela. Even though PDVSA still controls Citgo, it can no longer make money from it. 4. General Electric is Chinese.
Yep.
Original headquarters.
Your electricity, General Electric. The Chinese are getting your money, Americans. So when they talk about us passport brothers that using the US dollar, don't worry. Don't worry. The Chinese are using the US dollar far more and getting your dollars far more by giving you electricity.
Boston, Massachusetts. Purchased by Hire. In 1892, General Electric was established. Since then, it has expanded enormously. Many of GE's branches and affiliates are situated in the United States. However, in 2016 Hire purchased its appliance segment for $5.4 billion. 3. Motorola is Chinese. Original headquarters, Schaumburg, Illinois. Purchased by Lenovo. When Motorola was first established in 1928, it mainly sold radios. The company grew steadily throughout the years. It was purchased by Google for $12.5 billion in 2012. Though Google was unable to make it function. In 2014, the company resold it to Lenovo for just $2.9 billion. 2. IBM's PC division is Chinese.
Yes.
Original headquarters,
IBM is Chinese.
Armonk, New York. Purchased by Lenovo. In 2004, Lenovo purchased the PC segment from IBM. The deal cost a reasonable $1.75 billion. 1. Strategic Hotels and Resorts is Chinese. Original headquarters, Chicago, Illinois. Purchased by Anbang Insurance Group. 18 premium hotels are run by the corporation in the United States and 1 is in Germany. Lawrence S. Geller, a real estate investor, started it in 1997. In 2016, the company was bought by China's Anbang Insurance Group. The $6.5 billion fell through, however. They were prohibited from selling one of the hotels by the US government. It's too close to Coronado Naval Base. Anbang paid $1 billion less to acquire.
So you got a chance to see some of the countries that are owned by foreigners that are draining American dollars. So when I sit back and I hear people criticize us for using our US dollars in other countries, fellas, do not let these people fool you. I mean, everything from, like I said, Chrysler is owned by a foreign country. Jeep, Chrysler, as well as Chevy, is owned by a foreign country. John Deere tractors, that John Deere is in the United States, American bred, born, but yet is living in another country. All these companies are living in another country, but making US dollars. So if companies can do that, why the hell can I not do it? Why can't Theo do it? Why can't you do it? The way that Americans talk to us. If you want to leave America, why don't you leave the American dollar alone? Well, when companies stop doing it, I'll do it. Like Trump said, hey, if you don't like it, change the laws. Remember what Hillary Clinton was talking crazy to Trump? Talk about you don't pay any taxes. Trump said, hey, if you don't like it, change the laws. If you don't like the fact that I could use the US dollar the way that I want to in other countries, and corporations can do the same thing, if you don't like it, change the laws. Until then, I'm going to use the US dollar and anybody else's currency to my benefit. Shout out to you guys that are here tonight. Appreciate you guys hanging out with your boy. Thank you for dealing with my struggle streaming. It's crazy. Let me get ready to do the outro, gentlemen. I'll be seeing you guys. If we don't have class tomorrow, we might have class Wednesday, but if we don't have class tomorrow, I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow evening with Love Crossing Borders. Shout out to all you guys by way of, let me make sure I didn't hit all the cash apps too, just in case a brother has sent a cash app donation. I don't want to miss out on anybody. Shout out to you guys that are here. And shout out for the $5 donation that came in from my man Roberto. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. But let's get ready for these outros.
Living for weekends, wishing I could take a break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be a lost girl and fly. A breath, feel my wings spread, levitate above the ground and make eye contact with clouds. Now I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free. Finally, finally, I wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. Finally, I always stay dreaming, never imagined I lose myself.